Hey, best friend, Dr. Britt here. You know, I have thought about you every day since we last talked because it has been 2 weeks since I recorded, and I've been sad about that. And I've had people ask, so do we get a podcast this week? What's going on? Are you okay? And I missed you, and you missed me. And since we're friends, and this is going to kind of lead into our podcast topic, I'm going to tell you a truth. The truth is that my little girl got really sick, and her daddy and I both have jobs, and life got away from me. And I was like, okay, I'm going to record, and then I'm going to record, and then I'm going to record. And then I got sick, and I lost my voice. And I kept thinking, okay, it's going to get better. It's going to get better. I'm going to be able to record. I'm going to be able to record. And it didn't happen. And it didn't happen on time. And here I am. My voice is still not back to normal, but I wanted to be with you. I wanted to be with you, my friend. And so I'm grateful to be able to tell you that truth because best friends are authentic. And so let me just jump into this topic. Have you ever said, girls are just hard to be friends with, or they're just so much drama, or wow, I don't have any friends, or I don't know how to make them. And while the majority of this topic is going to talk about girls being friends with girls, I think some of the things that I mentioned will be applicable to all. So I want to take you back for a moment to 18-year-old Dr. Britt, but I was Brittany then, 18-year-old Brittany. And I had a really rough go of it my senior year. I changed schools for a variety of reasons, a story which I will not tell you today, but I probably will tell you sometime in the future. And I was spending my senior year at this school, and I started there in my junior year, and I'd made friends with whatever you would consider the cool crowd to be. I had made friends with that crowd. And in the course of the school year, I started dating a guy that didn't go to the school, and it was a small private school. And this is why I think it happened, but honestly, I don't even know. And so dating somebody that didn't go to the school really shifted my friendships. And when it shifted my friendships, I also no longer had the friends that I previously had. I was friends with the most popular girl in school. And then it almost seemed like just like that, overnight, we weren't friends anymore. And I felt really alone and isolated. And most days I had lunch by myself. We had off-campus lunch, and I would eat lunch by myself. Sometimes I would cry. I would cry going home from school a lot because I just felt like I had no friends. And it was a really, really rough senior year for me. I couldn't wait to move away. And by the way, if you're the girl that I'm talking about, or you went to high school with me and you're listening to this, I have no hard feelings for her. I think she's a wonderful human. Thank goodness we grow from high school. So anyways, I say that to say that friendships can be really hard, and it can seem like, all right, today we're friends and tomorrow we're not, and I don't even know. So now, as an adult, as a 35-year-old woman, as a doctor, as a introvert in the world, outgoing introvert in the world, there are certain things that I look for in a friend. And so as I'm talking about this, I want you to think about some of the things that you look for in a friend. One of the things that I look for is fun. And fun doesn't necessarily mean that we have to go do all of these great things. Fun to me means, can we just laugh over stupid stuff? And that's really important to me because if you know me, you know that I can be more on the serious side. It is just the nature of my personality. And so I really enjoy people that bring out that fun side. And I actually had one of my closer friends the other day tell me, she was like, Brittany, you're fun. And I was like, what? I am. This is the best. And that's really because that friend brings out that fun part of me, which I'm very grateful for. Another thing that I look for is trust. Can I trust you? Can I trust you with my stuff? Can I trust that I don't have to have it, quote unquote, all together with you? Because just because I'm a doctor, just because I'm a counselor, just because I have a loving marriage or I'm a pretty decent mom, does not mean that I don't have crap going on in my life. I need to be able to trust and be able to be authentic. And I think being able to be ourselves in friendships is huge. And also, I need to know that you want me for me. You don't want to be friends with me because you want something for me, because you want counseling for free. I need to know that you want to be friends with me because you want to be friends with me. Something else that I look for is a low energy friend. Let me explain what that means, because that might be confusing. I believe that we can be high energy people. We're producing a lot of things in our life. We're creating great around us. But people that are low energy friends do not drain you. You don't leave them and go, wow, I am exhausted. You go, wow, I have so much energy. I feel so good leaving them. Low energy friends. And people that tend to be low energy friends, especially for me, tend to have low expectations of me. Now, as a friend, I have high expectations of myself and low expectations of others. But I need friends that have low expectations of me. I teach. I have a practice. I'm a mama. I'm a wifey. I coach. We have our church community. I have all of these things going on. Honestly, all of these things that are really good. And I work to make time with and for my friends. And if I don't respond to a text message quickly enough, or I'm not always available, if that would lead to disappointment, it would actually make it very hard for me to be friends with you, because I would feel as though I was always letting you down. And I would feel a lot of pressure. And to me, if there's pressure in a friendship, then we're lacking some authenticity there, that I couldn't say, hey, I feel like I just can't say no. And we need to be able to say no, but I will also talk about that in a minute. So these are some of the things that I think about as I am choosing friends. So I want you to, again, just be thinking about, what do you look for when you look for a friend? And sometimes I think this is why friendships are hard for women, is they have friends that they work out with, or that they went to high school with, or that's in their mom's group, which is great. Like, it's wonderful to have commonality. You can still hear probably that I'm a little bit under the weather. It is those things with people that draw us together, commonalities, similarities. But long term, if you're the kind of person maybe that talks about other people or is negative a lot, even though we have commonalities, I'm probably not going to be drawn to be friends with you, because those are going to take energy from me rather than add. And it's not all about, oh, you just need to add to my energy. I want relationships with people where we are adding in together. And I believe, friend, that that's actually what you want also. I believe that you want friends. I believe that you want friendships. There we go. I believe that you want friendships with people that add to your life. Probably you wouldn't be listening to this podcast if that wasn't the case. And for the record, I'm not standing here telling you that I am the best of best friends to the people that are most important to me. Honestly, I have to work at it. I have to be very intentional. I have to go, Brittany, when's the last time you checked in with them? Do you know what's going on in their life? Have you gotten them on your calendar yet? I have to do that because it is very easy for me to get distracted, sort of this head down, butt up mentality on the things that I'm trying to accomplish. So I actually have to work at being a good friend. And I have friends in my life, honestly, that are amazing friends, and they teach me things. And when we are thinking about friendships and the things that we're looking for, we really need to circle around that topic so that you can have the kind of friends that you want to have, not just friends by default. My pastor says, and honestly, I don't know if he got this from somebody or not, but he says, some friends are for a season, some are for a reason, and some are for a lifetime. And when we think about our friendships, maybe those high school friendships were season friendships, but that doesn't mean that they're long-term or forever friendships. Or maybe that place that you worked, you were friends because you were colleagues, and then you shifted jobs and things changed. And not that we can't ever be sad that we've lost friends. I have a certain group of friends that I think about on a regular basis that really we were friends in a former lifetime anyways. And I wish that we had continued the same direction in life, because I think that they're really wonderful people. And so this recognition of friendships shift over time. Now, I'm not going to talk about all of the reasons that people are like, oh, it's hard to be friends with girls, womp womp. I'm not going to do that, because that's not really the kind of friend that I am. I'm not the kind of friend that says, okay, let's just focus on the negative. Let's talk about all the why. From a counseling perspective, I always want to understand what's happening when there's negativity surfacing, whatever the reason is. I want to understand, but that's not where we dwell. So you will never find in this podcast, that's where I dwell. So for a second, I want to talk to you about why female friends are great. Because, by the way, they are great. Female friends get things that your guy doesn't get. Maybe that's your dad, your brother, your husband, your boyfriend, your guy friends, whoever. They get things that your guy friends don't get. Deborah Tannen did some research, and she found that women tend to talk more often, at greater length, and about more personal topics. I don't know about you, and my husband does like to talk. He's in sales, but I have more words than him. Most women have more words than the men that they're in relationship with. I forget the actual number, so I'm going to make one up. Okay, so just know this is not a research number. It's something like women have 50,000 words a day and men have 10,000. I'm going to look it up. I'm going to put it in my show notes. It just came to me. So it's something like that. We have so many more words. And we don't just tell you like, hey, I found this sweater at the mall that I liked. We say, you will not believe. I found the cutest sweater. It is so soft. It's made of cashmere and mountain goat unicorn hair, and it is the softest thing I've ever seen. And by the way, it's somewhere between this, hot pink and corally color. And when I put it on, it just made my skin glow, and I love it. And by the way, I think you need one too. And this is where you would go. And we go into great detail. The men in our life will start to shut down when we do that. This is why girlfriends are so important. They just get things. And honestly, men don't know what periods are like. So there's also that. Now, women also tend to validate better. They tend to go, girl, I get it. I get that. Man, I can't believe that happened. Or what in the world? Or I'm so sorry. Or like, how's your heart? Let's talk about how you're feeling about this. They tend to validate better, and they tend to be more interested in your emotions. Not that our men don't, but they tend to not go there as naturally. And then finally, by the way, women are awesome in that, like, they're like, oh, your boss did that? They said that? I can't believe that. I don't like them either. What's wrong with them? And it sort of becomes this, like, you're in it together. It's you two against the world. Now, for the record, I want to be clear. I am not advocating taking up the offenses of others. In fact, I think that that is incredibly unhealthy behavior. But there is something powerful. Maybe I shouldn't say but, and there is something powerful with a girlfriend that's like, yeah, I'm mad with you. I'm mad with you. I love you and I'm mad with you. And I can be mad with you and not be offended or treat that person, whoever harmed you. I cannot treat them differently when I'm around them because honestly, it's not my stuff, but I love you and I'm with you. So let's jump into the part of this segment where we talk about how to be a friend. So many people have never been taught, never seen it modeled, didn't know. I'm sorry for those of you who hear my nose in the background. I feel like you can hear me. I'm still sitting with you, not feeling great just because I missed you, but I'm definitely more nasally than normal. So in order to be a friend, let me say that again. In order to have a friend, you have to be a friend. And that's something that my mom taught me. She was like, Brittany, you want friends? What kind of friend are you being? Okay, Mom, I will work on that. And good friends are the kind of friends that reach out. They reach out, they pursue. They say, I want to see you. What are you doing? Let's hang out. They pursue. So as you're listening to me, and I'm going to go through a few more of these, I want you to think about, do I do these things? And do I have people in my life that do these things? So the first one is they reach out or they pursue. Good friends also ask questions. They want to know. They want to know what's going on in your life. Tell me more. How's your family? How's this? How's your dream? What passions are happening in your heart? Those sorts of things. They ask questions. Which, when you ask good questions, then you know what is happening in the life of others. They also say yes. To the people that I'm close with, I try as much as possible to say yes to as many things as I can. Now, that means that I say no to things with other people because I'm saying yes to the things with the people that I'm closest with. And by the way, if you listen to me talk enough, you will hear me say I really believe that it is hard to be close to more than 5 people at a time. And you may have the capacity to be closer to more, and no judgment. I think you're awesome if you have the capacity to be closer and to maintain really great, deep friendships with people, more than 5. So you're awesome. I say yes to that. And people, when you're trying to make friends, by the way, you need to be a yes person. You need to say yes to invitations. Say yes. And if you've ever been to anything Tony Robbins, I'm hearing him in my head right now. Say yes. And then you say yes. Yes. So you need to say yes. And also, we have to approach things from an open lens. Sometimes the people that we never thought would be our closest friends end up being our closest friends because they have things, character traits, things in them that we actually need more of in our life. And so when we are not open, what we are really doing is seeing the world through this like really teeny tiny closed box. And then if we start to ask, hey, what are some great things about them? Or what do they do that I might really like? Or there are other ways that we're more similar or have other things in common. As you do that, you begin to expand your view and you are a lot more open to who they are as a person, to what they're doing, to maybe the way that they see the world just a little bit differently than you. And one of the things also that I think makes a good friend is it's the kind of friendship where both people win. Where we're not in competition with each other. Honestly, being in a friendship where I felt like somebody was always competing with me is exhausting. Because I don't want to compete with you because I want you to win. And I don't want you to be trying to compete with me because you want me to win too. In reality, if I win, then you lose, or you win and then I lose, and then one of us is a loser. And by the way, I'm not friends with losers. I hope you're not either. And I hope you're not the loser and you don't make yourself the loser. We make ourselves the loser when we compare. I'm gonna mess up her name, but Amenetau So and Anna Friedman wrote this book on friendship. And they called it the Shine Theory. And I love that so much because of my nickname being Sunshine. I love the concept of shine theory. And that when you shine, I shine. When I shine, you shine. When you win, we win. When you win, we win. We all win together. And that's what real friends do. And I'm not saying that there can't be like sort of friendly competition and like, all right, let's see who can get to the thing first or do the thing or whatever. Like, you're pushing each other, though. You're not competing against each other. So I want you to just think about that is, do the friends that I have in my life, are they the kind of friends that want me to shine? And am I the kind of friend that wants them to shine? Because that will create long-lasting, wonderful friendships. And so, friend, you know me, I always leave you with questions to ask yourself. And so I really want you to think through these questions about you as a friend, about who you are, about how you're showing up, so that you can really have the kind of friendships that you want to have and be the kind that you want to be, and to know that you don't have to believe that women can't have good friends. And so as I close this out today, my dear, dear friend, I want you to think about, what are the key things that I look for in a friend? Ask yourself that. What are the key things I look for in a friend? And then you need to be honest with you. Because if you lie to you, it doesn't help you. So, question number 2, are you the kind of friend that you want to have? Are you the kind of friend that you want to have? Question 3, what have I been believing that has kept me from having the kind of friendships that I want to have? Sometimes these beliefs are, I'm not good enough, they don't actually like me, I wouldn't fit in, girls are too hard to have friendships with, those sorts of things. What have you been believing that has kept you from having the kind of friendships that you want to have? And then finally, question 4, what can I do today to show up as a great friend? And the reason I say today is because you don't want to leave the scene of a commitment of saying, I'm going to be a better friend, without deciding what you're going to do today. Because, friend, tomorrow never comes. There's always another tomorrow. So today, what are you going to do to be a better friend? Hey, best friend. It was great being with you. Thank you for enduring my snotty, coffee, nasally voice today. And I know that you probably didn't mind all that much because you're my friend. And friends don't mind those sorts of things. And so I'm grateful for my husband's encouragement. He said to me, Brittany, don't wait until your voice is back. That's what friends do, is friends hang out with friends no matter how they feel. And so thank you for being that kind of friend for me. And until next week,